It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host. And his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast. So don't get her pissed. It's Jason. Talks like a spaz. And he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Alrighty, hello and welcome to the KVJ Show. Happy little Wednesday, Virginia.
Happy Wednesday.
And I think I can say happy birthday to the bird as well.
Happy birthday?
I'm sorry, not happy birthday. I'm looking over here. I'm hoping it's working. Bird, are you there?
I'm here.
Happy
Look
bird
at that.
day.
Bird day. It should be bird day, not birthday.
Happy bird day. You're back.
Am I coming through clear?
Yeah, really clear, actually.
Yeah, we got you. How about this, huh?
Wow.
This is fancy.
So how you doing, my friend?
Man, I miss humans.
I bet.
Aw.
Been kind of quarantined off there for a good week and a half. I know you've had your dad and, of course, your girlfriend Honeyface has been around a little bit. Denny's brought you a care package, we heard, which is bountiful.
Yeah, sweet Denny's got me a coloring book, got me some other treats that are good for people in pain.
We think we know you're talking in code. Wink, wink.
How is the overall pain and the recovery from your hip replacement surgery?
I got to give a shout out to my doctor, Dr. Avito. He nailed it. I can already feel my hip already better. The arthritis doesn't even feel like it exists anymore. Now it's just more of incision kind of pain and having that heal.
Okay.
But I feel a lot better.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what was the arthritis? Because I wasn't really aware of that. And I think I saw in one of the posts that they had gone in and they get rid of the arthritis. They take it out. What exactly is that process?
Arthritis, I can't explain it. Let me get on Google really quick.
Okay, all right.
Minutes. No, but apparently I had a ton of arthritis in my leg.
Really? Was it all in your hip?
I mean.
Okay, in your hip. Okay. Yeah, so that apparently was a lot of the discomfort, and you're noticing a definite relief on that already?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That totally. People who are in the new hip community, they will attest that you do feel a difference.
So how is your overall mobility? How hard is it to get around? And if you got to go sit on the toilet, you having a problem with that?
Yeah, all that stuff is still a bit of a struggle. I've graduated to my cane.
Okay.
So that's good.
That is good.
Went from walker to cane.
Okay. All right. That's progress. And when did you do that?
Yesterday, but I am moving very slow. And there's times where I do have to lay down. So I figured I'd pop in and say hello when it was cool with y'all. And then I'll lay down. And if you guys need me, I'll be here as well. I just don't want to mess anything up for y'all.
No, it's all good. I mean, we just love having you on. Don't want to overdo it. I think it's nice to just hear your voice. That's a nice update. Yeah, be able to talk to you.
And there's no delay, too. It feels like you're right there and right here with us.
Good. I'm glad. I'm sure I'll step over someone's line or punch line, but give me some grace, as they say.
We're used to it. We all step on each other.
It's part of what we do around here.
Yeah, but I do want to give a big shout out to KVJ Nation. I am not just pandering. I've been off social media for about 4 or 5 days, and everyone had such nice, kind, beautiful things to say to me. So shout out to the nation. You guys really put a smile on my spirit.
Very cool. Well, that's great. Well, it's so good to hear you, and hopefully real soon. Any idea on what it's looking like to get you back in studio?
Yeah, it's looking like hopefully Monday.
Okay. That's kind of what we had thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday feels great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll check in with you from time to time. We'll have Denny's coordinate with you to see how you're feeling and find some good pockets to have you on and get your thoughts on a few things here today.
Yeah, Denny said he's going to drop off the shock collar, and then whenever Kevin sends the shock, that's when he wants to talk to you on the radio.
Yeah, let's work on that right hip. Let's destroy that one.
Yes, you're right. Make sure it's completely
And real
gone.
quick, full transparency, I am on some meds. So if I start getting weird, either cut me off or turn me up.
Okay. We're going to turn you up. You know how we do here. We like to broadcast that stuff.
Yeah. It's just kind of our charm.
All right. Well, very cool. And it's nice that people watching KVJ TV can check you out as well on YouTube and see how you're looking and sounding, all that kind of good
Wow,
stuff.
we got video
Yeah.
and audio.
I know. I'm telling you, it's a new day for all of us, Virginia.
This is exciting.
Let me tell you, I'm very excited. This feels fantastic. We're a couple days in, but the problems still persist. Daylight saving time. And I don't know if your sleep schedule is a little bit better. Mine was 2 hours off when we went into it on the first night. I lost 1 hour last night. But if you're counting all that time, which does mean something, I've lost 3 hours of sleep because of daylight saving time, just trying to get my body back in the right groove. And they say it does take a good 3 to 4 possible days at least to kind of get back into your rhythms.
Oh, yeah. And it's obviously taking 3 to 4 years off the back end of your life.
Oh,
as
no
well.
doubt. Oh, I felt that.
The stress,
Oh, my gosh.
the
Just everything.
fatigue, the cell damage.
It's just everything.
Just preparing for death.
Everything that goes along with it, man.
Let's make death come quicker.
It is a lot. So, Denny's, you were saying that I'm not the only one that's struggling with this, that your toddler, Lachlan, is amped when his normal bedtime was, and he doesn't quite get that we've changed times, and he's ready to party.
Well, that's the crazy part. You change the times, and the baby's schedule is still exactly the same. So now he's just up an hour later.
Right.
That's the only thing that's changed. You know, so at 7, he's so hyped. you
Yeah,
know?
he's like, let's party.
Yeah, exactly.
The sun's still out. I'm ready to throw.
I know. So what do you do in this case? It's kind of like my animals too. Their feeding schedule. They're poking me in the side while I'm sitting there, you know, to get me to feed them earlier because I feel like they feel
Right.
the time change. It kind of screws animals and children.
That's kind of the thing. And honestly, for adults, I just don't think we're as perceptive to it. But when you see it in animals and younger kids, you're going through the same things. It's not like you're immune to it and you grow out of it. You're still going through your own little issues with it, but you're just seeing it manifested because now you've got other responsibilities to get somebody else to sleep. And
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything you can do other than just kind of wait it out. You just got to kind of get used to the new groove.
Probably takes like a month, right, for them to make the adjustment.
By the time you get adjusted, it's time to switch again.
That's what. I know. Up in November, I'm like, gosh, changing it again.
Almost, it's like complete madness, isn't it?
It is madness. When you think about it with, a rational brain, why would we do this to ourselves? Pick one. I don't care which one at this point. Just pick one and stick to it.
Yeah. Seems like that is the right way to do it. So.
Yeah, this way I think is worse for animals and kids. The other way doesn't seem as bad. It just gets dark so early, you know?
Yeah.
At this point, I'll take anything. I'm tired of switching.
Yeah, I'm dumb. So I'm the switch this year. I don't know what it is, but for some reason it just hit harder.
Yeah.
Because the world's in chaos, Denny's. The world is burning around us, and it just exacerbates everything.
I think when you do get busier, I think it makes it tougher. It
Yes.
feels like it has gotten harder for me, but I think everyone's life has gotten more busy.
And stressful.
Yes. And so that 1 hour, it really does. You feel it in every little thing. It just kind of like sprinkles some added stress. And then when you're not sleeping as well, it adds more discomfort on all of it. So it's a nice little garnish to your already stressful and chaotic life.
Pain garnish.
It is. It's kind of what it is.
I think Bird's still on the line. I don't know if after post-surgery did the daylight savings throw him off.
Speaking of pain garnish,
I swear to you, and I'm not trying to be cute, I did not know there was a time change until yesterday. Dude, I've been in a different universe, homie.
Yeah, I did see that. I think they said 17% of Americans do not know or don't even realize. And it's because a lot of them maybe have newer tech, and they said it was more so with younger people. But I
you
think
still got to do the clock on the microwave.
I wonder what it is that they're not having to switch clocks. And how many did you have to switch? I switched one car, clock, microwave. That was at least 3. I think there was at least 4.
Yeah.
I'm 3.
I'm one car, two. Well, Panda probably had to do his car too. So we have 2 cars and microwave and stove and 2 wall clocks. Oh gosh, do I sound old? I have a big round wall clock.
Yeah, the teens today, they're not doing wall clocks.
Grandma's got to get up on a ladder. Oh, hope I don't fall. I got to change the wall clock.
Yeah, Bird probably doing it right. I know that we've got one of our KVJ Nationers. They take vacation around the daylight saving all the time just so that they don't have to worry about time or being anywhere. And they say, I know I probably could take it at a better time, but it helps me kind of get in the groove.
It's kind of chipping me out because I'm looking at my stove clock, and right now it says it's 9:23.
Okay.
That's not
And
right.
my microwave says it's 8:23.
That's not right.
And I don't know, is my Mac lying to you? It's 6:23.
It's amazing he's ever anywhere on time. Very impressive. If you feel like you have the pickiest kid on the planet, you're not alone. There are a lot of picky eaters that are out there. Denny's was talking about his own toddler, Lachlan, and just what a picky eater he is.
You got it with Cannon. I certainly have it with Rocco.
Yeah. They say that this generation of kids are the pickiest eaters in history.
I think it's our fault as parents. Because my mom used to make me sit at that table till you finish your food. And there was threats of violence if I didn't finish my lima beans.
Yeah.
And so I finished my lima beans because I didn't want to catch a shoe to the head.
Right.
Rocco knows. I'm not throwing a shoe at his head. I'm soft.
Right. They say that it really has to do with a couple things, the way that the family has changed and the way that food has changed. They said back in the 1800s in America, kids weren't picky eaters. In fact, whatever's put in front of them, they had to eat. That was just it. They were eating things like pickles and shellfish and vegetables and whatever everyone else in the family's eating. Be like, that's your food. Like, you don't get anything special.
You're not special. You're lucky to be here. Like it's just a different attitude now. And I'm a part of the problem. I coddle these kids.
I think that might be an issue as well, but they didn't used to have separate food for adults and for kids. If you go back to the time, food was food. In fact, they'd probably be like, wait a minute, so you got special food for kids? Why? They're humans. Like, why would we not just feed them what we eat? There's nothing wrong with what we eat.
It's a logical statement.
It really kind of is. I'm sure if we had somebody from 1830 here step in and be like, what are y'all doing?
What are you doing?
Right.
Well, why are you making 2 meals? Sometimes in my house, I have to make 3 meals.
Yeah.
Because I eat one thing, Panda eats a different thing, and Rocco eats a different thing. 3 meals last night. That's what I made.
See, it's kind of insanity.
I am at my wit's end.
Right.
It makes me, some nights I just shut down and I'm like, you guys are on your own. Figure it out. You got to call the Papa. Papa John is your friend. I am not.
Yeah. Well,
And I just strike for the night.
that's probably why pizza has grown so much in popularity, because it seems to be the one universal food that you can have kids and adults eat and they're both going to be cool with it.
Yeah.
They said in the last century, scientists started saying that, you know what, we should start giving kids more of a bland, simple food that is not as spicy and has things like that they're probably going to eat more and they'll probably like it. It'll be good for their overall health. So food companies stepped in. They said, oh, yeah, okay. And they started really testing this stuff. And then that's when the sugary cereals and all the snack foods and the processed meals that were quicker and easier. And then you had kids packing lunches when they went to school and they needed to have those kind of processed foods you could just throw into a box and send them on their way.
It's crazy, but you're right.
And they say that's what happened. Kids' palates now, you got to the point where you're in the situation you are making 3 different meals for everybody in the home. And they said maybe it's just time for one great reset where we say, no, enough's enough. Like we have one thing. This is what's on the menu for tonight for the family. And if you don't want to eat it, you don't eat.
And less processed choices for everybody. Let's go back to eating how they ate in the 70s and the 60s before childhood obesity was raging,
Yeah.
before we had so much more cancer and illness and cell damage. We got to take this back.
I just think maybe as soon as you start introducing things like chicken nuggets and the macaroni and cheese and those kind of things that are not regular staples that the whole family eats, then I think you get in that groove, and that's what kids are just going to eat because they know they can get it.
I almost cried happy tears the other night. Rocco came to me and he goes, Mom, I saw this video on YouTube and it says Kraft macaroni and cheese doesn't have real cheese in it. And I was like, yes, this is what I've been trying to tell you. And everybody else in my house, I've been screaming processed foods, crap. just crap foods. We've been eating crap. Let's make real macaroni and cheese. He was like, okay, I want real macaroni and cheese. I almost cried with joy.
Do you think if it was called Kraft macaroni and chemicals, people would eat it?
No, not as much. There would still be some people that would eat it, but there would be a lot of moms that would go, "Ooh, no, I don't want to do that."
So if it's not real cheese, why can we call it cheese?
Thank you.
Yeah, that's part of the problem, I think.
That's totally the problem. It's deceptive marketing. It's convenient. So the parent, like me, for a while, would buy it and serve it to their kid because we're just running so fast. But then as soon as you have the information in front of you that it's Kraft macaroni and chemicals,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be feeding this to your kid anymore. And I did it. I am owning it. I am saying I made a mistake, but it's not too late to turn this thing around and also teach younger parents like Denny's, who has a little guy, Lachlan. He don't feed his kid that crap. You're not going to catch Lachlan eating no Kraft macaroni and cheese because we know better and we do better.
Denny's, what is the staple foods that he will eat?
The only thing he eats is meatballs, chicken tenders, and I'd say yogurt. Those are like the three. Those are three guaranteed. In the mornings, he'll eat waffles and bacon.
Huh. Yeah, I have a feeling. I mean, it sounds like a lot of kids are that way. They have maybe three things that they will eat, and they say it's typically pizza, chicken nuggets, and mac and cheese. Those seem to be the top three kid foods.
I would think he'd love mac and cheese. He just will not get down on it, which I guess is a good thing in hindsight. But
Yeah.
he won't eat even good mac and cheese, neither. No kind.
Yeah. Steph brings up a good point. She said it's kind of interesting that they're allowed to call it macaroni and cheese, but in ice cream now they got to call it a dairy dessert.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Why do you allow one and not the other if it's not actual cheese?
It is tricky phrasing and marketing, and it's deceptive. And she's absolutely right. You got to read your ice cream because a lot of it is just iced dairy product. And then some of it, if you put it out in the sun, it won't even melt.
Right.
That's how much chemicals are in this fake ice cream now. You got to read all the ingredients of everything. And we got to try to go back to eating like we did in the 70s.
Probably even before that. I think
Even
it's
before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 1870s.
1870s.
There you go. So it's a brand new breakfast thing. No one's ever thought of this before. Frambled eggs.
Frambled?
Yeah, this is what the influencers on TikTok have invented for us. It is really just a combination of mashup of fried eggs and scrambled eggs. That's where you get the fried and the ambled. The frambled eggs comes from fried and scrambled put together. Now, the secret to making this, if you're trying to whoop up your breakfast right now, they say you just melt some butter or oil into a non-stick skillet over low heat. Now, they say some people also add a little bit of milk in there at the same time. Then you crack the eggs directly into the pan and you use a spatula to gently break up the egg whites, moving it around with the yolks. Then after a couple minutes, you can run the spatula through the yolks and let the eggs set, and that's it. That's frambled eggs.
Okay, I do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're trying to act like no one's ever thought of this. This is going to blow your mind.
I've never loved a harshly scrambled egg. I like the color to be separated, meaning the white part stays white, the yellow part stays yellow. So it's a very minimal scramble. It's more of a fry.
Okay.
So I'm even closer to a fried egg than a scrambled egg.
The reason why they say you do this is apparently they're less annoying to make than fried eggs, but also less dry than scrambled eggs with more textural variation and more of that yolky flavor since it's streaking through rather than fully incorporated.
I love adding milk or cream. Oh, I added heavy cream to my frambled egg one time. And
Yeah.
it's lovely.
Was it elevated, Virginia?
It was, Kevin.
Elevated. So there you go. I don't know that that's a new thing, but if you're trying to change up your eggs. Boy, they do keep saying, though, eggs is one of the perfect foods.
I love an egg. I really do. I have never met an egg I didn't get down on.
Yeah.
Give it to me. Deviled, fried, scrambled, runny, hard. I like it all.
And it's kind of weird, though, what we consider to be odd food to eat and what we don't. I mean, the fact that we have no problem gobbling up chicken embryos.
It's a chicken fetus juice treat.
And we just think it's like, yeah, of course it's eggs. I mean, why wouldn't we do that? And then remember when they started talking about the food of the future was going to be bugs? And people are like, oh my gosh, we can't be doing something like that. That's crazy. Well, this was the thing a couple of years ago. They thought it was going to be the food of the future. Now, apparently, it's not. All those companies that went all in on feeding us bugs apparently are getting out of the game or going bankrupt.
Yeah, it's just kind of gross, guys.
They said a few years ago, investors poured more than $2 billion into startups that were farming insects for protein. They said this is going to be simple. This is going to feed the world. The population keeps booming. How are we going to do this? Well, we got a ton of bugs. Let's just farm them.
What could go wrong? Bug sandwich.
They said a big part of people in the U.S. and Europe, they just don't want to eat bugs. So they're like, I can't do that. But again, like I said, we'll eat chicken embryo juice. No problems.
It's all how you're raised.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I guess so.
It's just culturally not cool to eat bugs here. In other countries, they do it. I've seen like street food, like grasshoppers on a stick, and people are like,
yeah. And you know what's different is they're just finding them out in the wild. And when they tried to farm them, they found out that bug farming requires a lot of energy and feed. Oh. And so they were actually losing money on it. They said, we can't afford to do this. And so now they said that they're going more into like pet food and fertilizer and novelty snacks and stuff like that. But to actually do them as an actual food source, they realize it's not practical and it's not going to take off.
Aren't you glad you didn't sink all your KVJ money in bug farming?
That's just
Oh, wait,
honestly.
there is no KVJ money.
My family's making sure we have no money to sink into anything.
KVJ is very paycheck to paycheck.
So you got an invite to a dog's birthday party, Virginia. Wow, that sounds interesting and exciting.
This is so weird. I barely know the girl that invited me. I just met her recently. And she's fancy.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, this could be fun. A fancy friend invites you to do fancy things, and you get to see and meet people maybe outside of your tax bracket. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm always trying to do. Elevate.
Okay.
Elevate. But a dog birthday party.
Do you have to bring a gift?
Yeah.
Then I assume?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's a full-on dog birthday. The other people that are going apparently are friends with the dog, and they're bringing their dogs.
Are they friends with her or just friends with the
they're
dog?
Friends with her, and they also have dogs. It kind of sounded like I was going to be the only one there without a dog, so I was going to ask my friend if I could borrow their dog.
It's BYOD?
It's BYOD.
That's crazy. I've never heard of a BYOD party.
You want to come?
I got a few you could borrow.
Yeah, that's right. Which one of your dogs would be the most agreeable? And like, I know you got one dog that like just openly eats turds, and I don't want that one.
No, you don't. That's Ocho. Yeah,
I don't want Ocho.
Ocho's too gross for a fancy party. You've got Prince. He is young and slender. And,
okay.
Yeah, he's a little skittish, but he's very nice. He's very sweet. He's just scared of everything.
But he would probably behave himself at a party.
Absolutely, yeah. He'd be fine.
Okay.
He's a little Frenchy, yeah. You could take Prince.
Okay.
And then we got Coco, but she's kind of old and,
She's little and fragile.
She's a Pomeranian.
Yeah, I'm scared to hurt her.
Yeah. Yeah, we have all agreeable dogs, but
Give me
you're
Prince.
welcome any of them.
Give me Prince.
Yeah, he'd be it. In fact, it's my daughter's dog, and so he gets fancy. He likes to get blinged out. He's got, cute little things you can put him in.
Designer outfits?
He does, yes.
Oh, this dog will fit right in.
Absolutely. This is the dog to bring to an elevated dog party. Any idea like what you're going to be doing? Are there games that happen? Or you just let the dogs roll around and you guys have cocktails and food?
Beyond the invite, I don't know. I've never been to one of these before. Apparently, she's done this before. So this is not her first dog birthday party, but it's my first dog birthday.
Does she know that you don't have a dog?
No.
Okay, she doesn't.
No.
So she invited you. She's like, yeah, go ahead and bring your dog. Be like, I don't have dogs.
I did not say that.
Okay. So you want to go just because of the elevated experience?
Yes.
Okay.
And Prince might love it too. I mean, I'm going to bring your dog back and your dog's going to be like, kibbles and bits.
Right.
You can suck it.
Yeah, you're right. You're going to come back spoiled. It'll be like a baby Lachlan. He won't eat anything. Yeah, that's crazy. So you are going to go. When is this party?
It's supposed to be next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. So.
Okay. You let me know how it goes.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm. There's a big thing that's coming up. They say today is National Promposal Day. So that's a big old fancy event. It's become something. When I was in high school, it wasn't a thing. You would ask a girl. I can't even remember if anyone did anything that was fancy. Maybe you put a sign up in the hallway in high school and would ask a girl that way. Typically, it was just face-to-face. You'd send her a note, or you'd have a friend ask, or something like that.
Now you have to make some declaration, and you have to put it on social, and there has to be props and help and a budget.
It's very performative. I noticed my son, he's been dating his girlfriend for over a year. And for Valentine's Day, he did this whole elaborate thing, asking her to be the Valentine. I'm like, come on, dog. You'd think after a year, like, do you have to ask? But I think that teens today, they just love all this performative stuff.
It's a thing.
So did Magnolia do a promposal? Did she receive one, and was it elaborate?
She did. So I just actually found it the other day when I was in her bedroom. And so the kid, I guess, wrote on these balls and then somehow lobbed them at her, near her. Now, she knew they were incoming.
Okay.
And he videoed it, and she was videoing it.
Yeah.
And it said, I finally got the balls to ask you to prom. And I just found the balls the other day in her room when I was cleaning up.
You know, that's really
funny.
cute.
That's funny, right?
Yeah. I really like that idea.
They videoed it. I'll bring the balls in if you want to see them. It's so weird that you brought that up, because I just literally in the past 48 hours found the balls.
Well, I was thinking what we could do today if it is National Promposal Day and somebody's freaking out, be like, I don't have a good idea. I don't know. I'm not going to get anywhere with this. My girl's expecting so many likes and shares on social media from this promposal.
That's what it's about.
Yes, that's a cute idea that anybody could take. I finally got the balls to ask you out, and you write down the words on that, and you toss the little tennis balls at her. Don't hit her in the face or anything. But.
Please don't hit her. You know what? You could also do beach balls. Those are way less dangerous.
Okay.
This kid that did propose to Magnolia did like lacrosse balls. That could go sideways if you catch one of those in the temple.
Yeah, those are really hard, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So I would recommend maybe tennis ball.
And you can write on tennis ball the marker. Yeah.
Soccer ball. Like, it's just something that,
is not going to leave a black eye.
Don't do golf ball.
Yeah. Okay, well, if you had an idea, even if you had one that completely failed, and be like, okay, don't do this. You maybe received a bad promposal.
Magnolia knows somebody who tried to write with candles in the yard, like little tea light candles, caught the lawn on fire.
Okay, yeah, see? That's a promposal gone wrong.
That girl's parents were pissed.
I bet.
It was a nice house.
Probably cost them thousands of dollars to have it repaired.
Fire in the yard.
Yes.
No.
You were talking about the idea that your daughter got invited to prom to, where kid was writing on balls the invitation and then was kind of launching them at your daughter Magnolia. And then it said, I finally got the balls to ask you to prom, which I think it's great. It's just using the right balls.
Right.
And you'd said beach ball, like what could go wrong with that? And then I saw this story today. You know who Donny Osmond is?
Yeah.
He's kind of like a blue hair entertainer.
Donnie and Marie back in the day were a brother and sister, and they performed. There was a whole bunch of Osmond siblings, but Donnie and Marie got all the shine, like in the 70s and the 80s. They were pretty hot.
Yes. And so a lot of the older people, they love them some Donny Osmond. He's still, I guess, a heartthrob to them.
He is.
And I see that some woman is suing him because apparently he chucks beach balls out into the crowd and it caused retinal damage during his Vegas residency.
Well, hands up, lady. Pay attention.
Yeah, the lawsuit says that this woman was forcefully struck in the back of the head by one of the lighted balls that had been thrown and were propelled into the crowd.
I know, but I mean, it's a beach ball. How hard can it possibly hit you?
How do you get retinal damage from a beach ball? I mean, come on, really? I mean, I understand that they're probably older, but it says they sustained serious injuries, including a traumatic retinal eye injury to her right eye with retinal detachment requiring surgical intervention and resulting in visual impairment, as well as head and neck injuries.
Is this real, or is this just her trying to do a cash grab and her eye was already jacked up?
I mean, this is really insane that you're saying a beach ball took me out.
Retinal detachment?
Retinal detachment.
That sounds like painful and horrible and blindness.
Yeah. That's kind of what they're saying right here. Now, here is, I guess, a little bit of the story and Donnie talking about the lawsuit that is going on.
Why am I standing on my stage here in Las Vegas holding a beach ball with my picture on it? Well, those of you who have seen my show, you know exactly what I do with these things. I'm here to announce that I have quadrupled the amount of beach balls that my dancers and I toss into the audience. This place goes wild. You got to see this.
So he's
Go to Donnie.com to get tickets.
He's kind of doubling down. He's going the other way. He's getting sued because a beach ball took this lady out. And now he's saying he's going to quadruple it. Wow. Okay.
Hopefully a judge throws this out.
I think it might be because of how confident he is. He's just kind of flaunting it.
His attorneys must have told him, bruh, you're good.
Mm-hmm. Now, some of the ideas that are out there, and they say these are some of the things you can do, like fill a room or a locker with balloons, one containing the promposal note. What do you think? Is that a good idea or is that kind of lame?
I like that. That's cute.
Okay. Print a picture of you two cut into puzzle pieces and write prom on the back.
Prom on the back? How are you going to flip over a puzzle? Logistically, that's not going to work.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling that one.
Prom on the back. Whoever looks at the back of a puzzle once you put it together.
Mm-hmm. They're saying that one is a group song where you have a bunch of other people come in with you behind you so you have a backing chorus.
I love that. A group song, a flash mob, a performance with dancing and music. Yes.
Okay.
That's how you get me.
Okay.
But then those guys are probably asking guys, not me.
Somebody texted in and they said that Suncoast had their prom last Friday already.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why when I saw that, I'm like, how is it even prom? I thought it was premature to even do the proposals now, but apparently the proms are already going off.
Okay, so you better get on it.
Yeah, this whole, you know what, it's daylight saving. Threw me off.
Threw everything off.
I didn't realize it was prom season, Virginia.
We're blaming that for everything.
That is.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com. Well, there were 9 people in the house when that crazy hooker from Florida, of course, the Rihanna shooter is from Florida.
Yeah.
Ivana is her name, and she drove to California and shot off bullets into Rihanna's home and her fence and a trailer that was parked in her driveway. And because there were 9 people there, including her agent, her mama, her 3 kids, A$AP Rocky, and Rihanna, like you couldn't have had a more packed house. And that's when Ivana chose to strike and shoot at the home. Now, Ivana has officially been charged with attempted murder and assault. Rihanna has got on a private plane and got out of town. She was so upset by it. Well, we're also hearing, this woman is not stable. This Ivana lady just a couple weeks ago was suing Billie Eilish and Live Nation, claiming that noise and traffic from one of Billie Eilish's concerts had harmed her.
What?
Yeah, the judge rejected that request to sue Billie and threw that out. But
did she also get injured at a Donny Osmond show?
She also got a beach ball in the eye socket.
She's got all kinds of problems.
What the hell is going? This woman may not be okay.
You ever had that where within the first 2 seconds of someone speaking, you're like, okay. Ooh. It's kind of like watching a Britney Dance with Knives video.
Yes, you're like, okay, something's going on behind the eyes, and we're not all there.
Behind them crazy eyes.
Well, Jeffrey Epstein's once notorious Zorro Ranch is right now crawling with investigators. We have learned that authorities are checking to see if there are dead bodies buried on the property. I have heard about this for weeks, and if I know about it, how are the investigators just now hearing about it and getting out there? You would have thought they would have been out there weeks ago, but here we are. The New Mexico Department of Justice is working in coordination with the ranch's new owner. There's a guy named Don who bought the ranch and tried to rename it after the patron saint of healing, but I don't know. If there's dead bodies of tortured victims on the property of Zorro Ranch, renaming it ain't gonna get rid of them poltergeists. You in trouble, Don.
Yeah, right. Here is one of the emails that kind of set this off. TMZ was reporting on this.
Edward, this is sensitive, so it will be the first and last email, depending on your discretion. You can choose to take it or trash it, but this comes from a person that has been there and seen it all. As a former staff at the Zorro, the material below was taken from Jeffrey Epstein's home as my insurance in case of future litigation against Epstein. Sorry, no questions. What is damning about Jeffrey Epstein is yet to be written. Did you know somewhere in the hills outside the Zorro, 2 foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G? Both died by strangulation during rough fetish sex. Here are the video footage of Jeffrey Epstein. They include a variety of links. Please arrange for 1 Bitcoin by 6 a.m. EDT today. They give you the date to the Bitcoin wallet address. The USB will be sent anonymously to your attention by overnight courier upon receipt of the funds. You have my assurance. This is exclusive, never shared before. No attorneys, no samples, no questions. Please confirm ASAP.
So that is what kind of set them off. That was, again, these documents that are legitimately coming
from the DOJ.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you that it's like mining for gold, but there's gold in there. You're going through a lot of rock and rubble, but you are finding some nuggets, and that is obviously a very big nugget of stuff that should have been out a very long time ago.
Well, we've heard these conspiracy theories for months and months, but now all these emails just back it up. And turns out all these crazy conspiracies, they're eating babies, they're farming babies, they're burying girls on this property. Like, all of these things are now well documented, and turns out weren't just crazy, wild theories made up by guys on the internet trying to make trouble.
Yeah, they're taking them seriously, and it's good to see. And I think that the stories that we're going to have, that they start connecting the dots on, are going to be just unbelievable. That we're shocked now by what we've seen. I think we're going to continue to be shocked with everything that's going to come out.
And it's a lot. It's a lot more that you haven't even seen yet. There's still apparently millions of files they have not released.
Sure.
Like the worst stuff, because they know we're going to be over here freaking out.
Yep.
It's crazy. And finally, here on a happier note, because I cannot stay in the land of Jeffrey Epstein, Miley Cyrus is doing the reunion for Hannah Montana, and now the first promo video is out. And as a mom who grew up with a little girl that loved Hannah Montana, I am so excited that Miley Cyrus is leaning in and doing it. It warms my heart.
Yeah, here's a little bit of the trailer for that special.
Already getting emotional.
Wow. This show defined a generation.
This anniversary is for them, it's for us. This feels like home to me.
This is
That's kind of cool. I'm glad she's in a place now where she can do that, because you remember when she first got out of Disney, everything was, I'm going to show I'm not a Disney kid. And, you know, I think she's just matured now, and it's probably a good time to go back.
Exactly. Go get that money, girl, because they are ready to pay.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. And it's sweet and wholesome, and moms and daughters like me and Magnolia will be all up in it and support it.
Yeah, I think it'll do really well. It'll be interesting to see if they ever do a reboot.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
So what you saw Friday on Indiantown Road in Jupiter, could that become a common occurrence here in South Florida? if you missed the story, 19-year-old pilot Nico Bray.
19-year-old pilot, okay?
19-year-old pilot Nico Bray safely landed a Cessna aircraft without any injuries or damage to vehicles.
Good for him.
He noticed shortly after takeoff, the RPMs were dropping on his plane. He was doing a sightseeing tour, and he's like, I got to land this thing. And you said he was on west of I-95 on the Indiantown Road. Is that correct?
No, that's east side, westbound.
East side, westbound.
Was what it looked like to me.
Okay.
I thought I was looking at an area of Indiantown Road.
Well, that's insane then.
I know it well.
Yeah,
you know it well.
Yeah, my wife travels that every single day. In fact, she stays at school because she's like, I'm going to be sitting in traffic for 90 minutes anyway. So
she's right.
Why not just wait? It's kind of crazy.
It's good for him that he was able to find a gap in traffic. He had guardian angels watching over him.
Yeah, it is something. And, we've kind of dabbled on it this week about the issues that we're having because every single town in South Florida, it's all about growth, right? That's all you hear. And you have these big developers now that are just drooling at the mouth and big money coming in from New York and from California. They're putting up these huge buildings. We haven't expanded the roads and we don't have mass transit. And so it's like, what are we going to do? And our buddy Ryan from Lake Worth Beach, who he works in Brickell, lives in Lake Worth, and he said there's just not a good commuter option for so many people. You got the Brightline stations, but how many people are actually close to those? What if you live out west, which he does, and he's got to get down to downtown Miami? It's just there's nothing that really works out. So I almost feel they think that this is going to be the future of mass transit in South Florida because we've messed everything else up and we really can't do subways, I don't think, because of the water table. Electric air taxi companies.
Oh, boy.
Well,
who's going to maintain these vehicles?
That's just it. It doesn't seem like everything we do in South Florida turns into a massive disaster.
It feels like we're killing ourselves on purpose.
We're already landing planes on very busy stretches of road. I mean, where are we going to make room for all these? And you can't tell me you're never going to have any kind of mechanical error when it comes to electric air taxis. Cars break down, electric air taxis are going to break down. Where are they going to be landing?
Where is the quality control going to be, too? Is the FAA going to be involved in, air traffic?
I don't know how they're going to keep them straight because isn't that all we hear is that already the FAA is overtaxed and they can't keep up with the planes we have in the sky, and then we're going to throw up how many electric air taxis? It just, the math ain't at in Virginia, and I'm not good at math.
Isn't there a government shutdown, at least partial right now?
Right.
Don't those people help work the FAA and they're overloaded?
And we do that more frequently. But there are billionaires like Stephen Ross who believe in it. He's backing groups that are doing this, and there's several companies that are racing to get this to market right now. Nobody's stopping and, putting the brakes on it. They see it being a taxi network. They would include not only South Florida, but they're thinking to go to the Florida Keys, you go to the Gulf Coast, you go to Bimini and the Bahamas, and the main cities, they'd have it in Fort Lauderdale, Boca, at least at those airports. I'm sure West Palm, Miami would have their own. So you'd have those cities, and I guess you would just have to get yourself to the airport, and then you would hop to another hub. Now, I know in downtown Miami, they're already putting these kind of little pads in some of the buildings for the super rich who think that they're all going to have air cars that they can go, and then they take their air car, just like the old Jetsons cartoon back from the 70s.
The Jetsons.
Yeah. And have you ever seen some of these places where you park your car basically in your apartment? You go in, you have an elevator, and it takes you up to your floor, and then you're parking your car in there.
Your house is like an open floor plan when you get off the elevator, and the car drives in the elevator, then pulls out into the penthouse.
Right.
And you're overlooking the whole metropolis, and you're up on the 38th floor. But yeah, your car is basically just off your living room.
So can you imagine a world in South Florida where we're getting more and more rich people? Because I know you're saying it's only rich people who can do this. Miami has 33 billionaires.
Dang.
That's at least 33 people that could easily afford to frequently do air taxi service. At least those people. And then the millionaires and everybody else. And then isn't it amazing all the people don't seem like they have money, yet they're in the fanciest cars wearing the fanciest watches. So how many people that have no money are still going to be taking air taxis?
It'll be the flex.
It will. That will be the thing in South Florida. I'm just like, how many will they allow? How do we police all this? What are our roadways going to look like when they have to land on I-95?
Kevin, you're asking too many smart questions.
I don't know that it's the way. I mean, I know we need mass transit. I just don't know if this is the way.
And I'm not necessarily going to get in one of these, like the first, say, go round.
Yeah.
But if you're just a regular, like, driver in your car, one of these things could also land on you and take you out.
Absolutely.
Even if you're, like, scared to go up and you're like, I'm never going up, it could come down and have a rendezvous with you.
Yeah, I think that's why we got to get Nico Bray, the 19-year-old pilot. He's got to definitely work for Air Taxi. He's about the only one I trust right now. And you think about it, we've got road rage. Who's to say we wouldn't wind up having air rage?
True.
Could you imagine what that would look like if you had road rage in the air?
Oh, my gosh.
2 vehicles that were going at each other?
I'm horrified.
And it can happen to anybody. Can you believe that Denny's got into a road rage incident yesterday?
Denny's, our sweet producer, who is so calm and loving.
Yeah, such a soothing man, most peaceful person on the planet, can get into a road rage incident in South Florida.
It's shocking to me whenever because sometimes it'll happen here at work where people will come in there and all aggressive be speaking to him rude. And I was like, come talk to me like that.
Right.
Denny's is the guy that is the sweetest pumpkin pie on this show.
I know, right? How does something like this even happen? And of course, here was what started it. Denny's was trying to do something nice on the road.
You know what they say about the road to hell? It's paved with good intentions.
Oh, jeez.
And it had to do with a bicyclist, and you were trying to give them a little bit of space, and somebody wasn't enjoying what you were doing.
I don't even feel like this is insane. So I do this for if a car is pulled over, if a police officer's on the side of the road, anyone's on the side of the road, there's a bicyclist going, they weren't on the sidewalk, they were in that little divider.
A little bicycle lane that sometimes is really small.
It's super narrow. I mean, honestly, I would ride on the sidewalk if I was them. But anyway, so I see them coming. All right, I'm approaching them on the right, and I straddle. I pull into the lane. I make sure no one's next to me, and I pull into the lane like where I'm straddling the line between
the yellow line.
Yeah, I'll pull over to the left a little bit. That way, it gives them half a car length of space to where I pass them, or I don't hit them or anything. I don't want anyone like opening a door and I slam into their door or something. So I'm just trying to give that lane some space.
Gotcha.
So I'm straddling the little lane in the thing, and the car behind me floors it and fills the gap between us. Like, I mean, almost hits the biker. I now have to then switch to the left lane because they filled that gap. And then at the next light, they're just railing on me. They put the window down and they're yelling at me, telling me I'm going to cause an accident. What am I swerving for? And I go,
I was giving the cyclist some room.
Well, I was like, you almost killed this man. So at the light, I'm just going, hey, there was a bicyclist. I was getting in. As I was saying it, he turned and just put his window up as I was talking. Just to ignore me.
What kind of car was he in? Did you get the license plate? I'll take care of it from here.
I didn't. It was a smaller car, so he was able to get into the gap. It was like a Honda Civic style car, like something of that nature.
A lot of balls for a Honda.
I just couldn't.
All right. I expect that out of you, BMW.
I feel like if there's no one in the lane next to you and you're approaching somebody who's on the side of the road, it makes sense to kind of pull out to where you're half in the lane, so you're not going to hit that person.
I always do that because, God forbid, the cyclist is a little wobbly.
That's what I'm saying.
His wobble could make his handlebar hit my mirror on the side of my car, and I am very scared of having a collision with a cyclist because I'm going to win. If it's my car versus his bike, he's going to be messed up.
Well, even when I'm driving behind a motorcycle, I get nervous because I'm just like, what if something happens?
Too.
And then I run over this person.
I want to give them as much space as possible.
Yeah, I'll keep a car length and a half between us just because I want enough time to react in case something bad happens. I've had people cut me off and get in between that space, and you go, I left that space because there's a motorcyclist.
On purpose, to be nice.
But you can't do anything like that. You pull slightly into the lane. The guy, I see his hands go up, and he just floors and then he's between us, and now I'm half in a lane. He's next to me, and there's a bicyclist.
And he's so close to the cyclist now.
Well, and he's waving his arms at me like I'm crazy. And I just go, I feel like this isn't an insane thing. I feel like a lot of people will pull over a little bit.
Will. Yeah, I mean, The only bike lanes I trust, and I'm not sure I trust these. Have you seen the ones in my neighborhood? They had that huge, whatever the hump is thing. If you go in there, it will wreck your whatever.
It'll destroy your car.
Yeah.
Nobody has that but you. I haven't seen hardly any bike lanes have that but your street.
Yeah, you're right. That's about the only neighborhood I would ride it in. Yeah, some people are saying I would never ride a bike in the bike lane. I see cars swerving to the bike lane and sidewalks all the time.
All the time.
That's why you try to give them space. I wasn't getting over so that the car behind me could get in that space. It was so odd. And then to get yelled at the next light, and then to get your window put up on as you're talking to him, trying to explain it. I was like, what is happening?
What a douche. What color was this Honda?
Silver Honda.
All right, we're keeping an eye out for you, silver Honda.
I feel like if I see a car doing that, I would slow down going, oh, obviously this person's getting out of the lane a little bit so that this bike doesn't get hit.
He's being cool to the cyclist. Some people just don't know how to be nice.
No,
and they're going through whatever they're going through. And they also don't like cyclists or pedestrians. You will see them just act a fool to a cyclist or a pedestrian. Like, what are you doing? If you have a battle with a cyclist or a pedestrian and you're in a gray Honda, guess what? You're going to win, and that person is going to be disfigured. Is that what you want?
Right.
Now the cops are going to be involved. You're going to be probably charged with a crime. Like, what are you doing?
Well, it sucked because we got to the light, and that's where he was yelling at me. And so then when the light changed, I feel like he wasn't letting me over, knowing that I was trying to get back in that lane. So I was like one of those things where I had to slow down to like 20 miles an hour to let this guy go fast enough so I could get back over. And then there's cars behind him. It turned into a whole thing.
Oh, it's crazy.
Silver Honda douche.
All because I was trying to not hit a bicyclist.
Yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. I had and another thing that's crazy too is because I drive home with the baby now. So I'm trying to obey laws and take things slow.
And be extra cool.
That's all I'm trying to do, man. If you slow down too much for a right-hand turn off of a main road like Military, people behind you lose their minds. And I'm not even trying to slow down that much. I'm just slowing down so my baby's head's not flying everywhere as I'm making a right-hand turn.
Right.
It's just
you got to give your baby whiplash.
Oh my gosh, they're on you. They slam on their brakes. They kind of make it seem like you're being a jerk, and you just go, I'm taking a slow turn. I have a baby who I'm hoping falls asleep on this drive so I can get some peace in my house. You know what I'm saying? I'm like trying not to wake him up.
Where was your level of rage at this moment?
After he put the window up, I'm like, oh, this is what we're doing, you know? And then he wouldn't let me over. I'm trying to like make, signals that I'm annoyed and stuff, but he wouldn't look at me. It was so annoying. The guy was completely annoying.
Wow.
So the injustice was just extraordinary.
It is. It's crazy.
You made the list, Silver Honda.
That's it.
We didn't get your plate, but you made the list.
Now every silver Honda on the road this morning is suspect.
Yeah. If you've got a silver Honda, you may want to sell it.
Yeah.
Well, they just got the ability to speed up and close that gap immediately. I don't know.
We all have the ability to speed up and close the gap, but should you? Would you? I wouldn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was very obvious what I was doing
There's
there.
a cyclist. We gotta be cool here. Even if you hate cyclists and pedestrians, you don't want to be in a scenario where you hurt them, do you?
Oh my gosh.
Michelle just hit up. Remember that guy when Team USA won in the Olympics, the Johnny Gaudreau? It was he and his brother that were killed. On August 29th of 2024 in New Jersey while cycling when a driver attempted to pass other vehicles on the right. It came around and hit them, and that's really Denny's situation.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, and somebody else said, the law in Florida, you're supposed to give 3 to 4 feet to cyclists.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's the law.
Right.
Okay, so on top of just being a cool human, it's a law?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Be careful out there. I saw an accident a week ago. I saw this. People are just, road raging.
Oh, I hope that silver Honda drives straight into a tree and has a one-car accident.
Well, he was annoying. I actually agree with you.
I don't want the tree to be hurt either, but.
I agree with you, though.
A lot of people were talking about what it is that gives them road rage, and we've got Joe on here from Port St. Lucie. What is it for you, Joe?
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
So the one that drives me nuts is, if you're in a multi-lane, a road that's all going one direction and you're coming up to a light and you've got to turn left and you can see the car in front of you is got two car lengths empty in front of him and you cannot get into that lane to turn left. And he'll just sit there with the gap. You're blocking all of traffic because you're trying to get over. your turn light is green, but you can't quite get over to it. And then when he turns green, you're red, and you got to wait a whole nother round.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
That is really annoying. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of infractions that happen at the stoplights. Char and Jupiter, she said people that basically run the red turn arrow. Have you ever seen that where people are still coming?
Yes.
And this will happen at the outlets a lot right there on Palm Beach Lakes and West Palm Beach, where people keep coming through the light, and then people are backed up trying to get into the outlets, and now that traffic is sitting out. Your light turns green, but you can't go because there are 4 or 5 rude cars that decided they were going to try to squeeze through that red light, and now all traffic is blocked.
Snarled.
You're just like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing?
You ever see somebody do this when they're going to make a U-turn or they're going to make a left turn? First, they go right a little bit to get that leverage
Gotcha, yeah.
going into the turn.
Yeah.
And then they turn left.
Yeah.
I have been almost sideswiped into Cuesta by so many blue hairs going a little bit right just to go left. And I'm like, dude, just go left. You can't go right first to go left. You're going to hit my car.
Right. They don't check.
They don't check.
Yeah, they're oblivious.
They don't care.
No, they don't. It's a mixture of both. I think they don't care.
They can't see.
And because they don't care, they don't check because they just don't care. One that drives me crazy. Have you ever seen where you cannot do a U-turn and somebody does? And there's a reason why you can't do a U-turn, because then you're caught up in traffic and now you block everybody else. That also happens by my house. I'm just like, there's a reason why it says no U-turn. You can't do it here. It's crazy. A couple other ones that people are hitting up: when people do not stop or move over for emergency vehicles.
Oh my gosh, that's troublesome.
Yeah. Throwing trash out of their car right in front of me. Absolutely. People who stop at the beginning of a merge lane and they wait to get in. Boy, that really throws off traffic. You ever seen that where you have your own lane where you can kind of keep going, but they stop right?
You have your own lane.
Yes. And then you are expecting them to continue going because they have a lane that is, you know, that road and they don't know that road. And
I'm talking to you. People who stop at PGA in the right lane and that exit ramp off of 95. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Going northbound. That right lane is a turn lane. You have your own lane. Keep moving. Oh, I get so mad when they just come to a complete stop and look right and look left and just sit there like, really?
One thing that kind of drives me crazy, people that brake for no reason. You ever seen that and there should not be any kind of traffic holdup? And
they're on their phone. This happened to me yesterday. There was a guy in a big white construction truck right in front of me, and he hits his brakes on 95. There's nobody in front of him. And then I look as I'm passing him because I want to give him the eye, and he's on the phone talking with his hands.
Yeah.
He's holding the phone with the right hand, talking wildly with his left, and that's why he had been tapping the brake.
Mm-hmm. Two things that people slow down for that annoys me is you may have, like, for instance, on 995, bad traffic that is completely stopped on the other side, on the other bound lane if you're north or southbound, and everyone in your lane. There's no obstructions whatsoever, yet you are slowed down like there was an accident in your lanes on your side. I'm like, would you all stop looking?
Rubberneck.
Yes. Keep looking forward. We don't have time for this.
We need a portable mobile fence that they can put up so that people going southbound can't be rubbernecking at whatever's going on northbound.
Yeah. And it drives me crazy, too, whenever you see an FHP officer and they slow down to 10 miles under the speed limit. I'm like, you're allowed to go the speed limit. FHP is not going to pull you over for going the speed limit.
No, never.
You don't have to go 10 miles under. It's insane. You ever seen the person where they're going 50 miles per hour and then you pass them and all of a sudden they speed up to 80 miles an hour?
Yes. They think we're in some kind of race.
Like, what are you doing?
I don't even know you. I am not in the Fast and the Furious. I passed you because you were going slow. And now you think this is some sort of competition?
Right. I'm like, I don't care
hell?
what you drive. Just pick one. Just drive 50 or drive 80.
That is something weird. I experience that a lot because, you know, coming to work in the morning, I am on the clock.
Yeah.
And get out of my way. And it's not personal. I will pass you real quick. But it's not personal.
Yep. Some other things, roundabouts are driving people crazy. They're not stop signs. Keep on moving, people. You're right about that. And
Kevin, I saw an accident the other day almost happen. People don't get it.
No, they really don't. And then there's a lot of people, too, where it's your turn to go into the roundabout and somebody just zips right in. And you're like, if I would have gone, that would have been an accident. That should have been on you.
You have to assume everybody in the roundabout is a dope.
Right.
And they have no idea. Yeah. Work back from there. Just assume they're going to blow it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is really rough when you get a lot of people have no idea what they're doing on the roads all at once, and we're trying to make it all happen. So,
And then we're on the radio because we're perfect.
no, exactly. I cause a lot of the road rage that's out there, so it's a good thing I'm in a studio and not behind the wheel right now. So you all got to deal with it because you guys are driving right now. Okay, what do you have a random, unusually strong opinion about? Always getting emails, always getting texts. People got something that they got to share. Just get off their chest. This is the place to do it. 877-979-WRMF. This person sent us an email, and they had to be heard. They said Disney adults are ruining the park for kids and families.
Oh, now that's not cool. Disney adults have just as much of a right to be there as the families with the kids.
It's funny that Disney adults trigger so many people.
Why? What do
I
you
don't
care?
know. It really does. It gets a lot of people very upset for some reason.
I'm not going to be one. You know, I know people that, look, I know a girl, like she went off the deep end. Her whole house is tricked out in Disney decor, from her bath towels to her kitchen to her forks, knives, spoons, cups. She's got Disney throw pillows, Disney comforter. Like this girl is in it, and everything's Mickey.
Okay.
It's all Mickey Mouse.
She got a favorite.
There's not even any Minnie.
Wow.
And, you know, bless her heart, it's not my way, but what do you care if somebody loves Disney and they're all obsessed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. But like I said, that's just an example.
How are they ruining it?
It's random and it's strong, but Disney adults make a lot of people angry.
I would make the argument that kids ruin Disney.
Right, yeah.
Because Epcot drinking around the world is way more fun when you don't bring a kid.
True. What do you think about this? Their random strong opinion says a thumb is not a finger, it is a thumb. But then how can you say that you got 5 fingers on each hand?
A thumb is a finger, Kevin.
I agree with that as well. I mean, I'm not saying any of these are right. I'm just saying they're trying to make a case that a thumb is not a finger, it is a thumb.
I've got a finger for that person.
It's not the thumb, huh?
It's not the thumb.
Okay, all right. Why do nurses, when giving you an injection, say, you'll just feel a little pinch? Pinch is the wrong word. They need to say little prick. Why don't they say that?
I don't know. I've dated a few little pricks. Maybe they just want it to be a different sensation.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's what it is. Do you want them to tell you, or do you want them to just do it?
I need to be told.
You do? Okay.
I don't like any surprises medically, ever.
Okay, so you do like the forewarning.
But I also like somebody who's good, and they know that if you pinch it or tap it right as you're about to give me the injection, it kind of distracts the physical pain of it all.
Mm-hmm.
I love a good injector.
Yeah, a lot of good injectors today will kind of wiggle the tissue right around there.
Yes.
And they kind of like do that because I've even seen some of the shots like they vibrate. I guess it confuses the nerve endings and you don't feel it as much.
Yeah, and they know where to hit you too.
Right. Yeah, they're very good. Now, I think this is kind of a carryover from the road rage incident that we were talking about. It says, just because the Lord moves in mysterious ways doesn't mean you have to. People that don't use their blinkers while driving drive me insane. Yeah.
Blinkers are there for a reason, and it's just going to help you and everybody around you. You may be a great driver, but I'm promising you, there is a car around you with somebody hopped up on something.
Yeah.
This is South Florida.
Right.
Do everything you can to protect yourself and others. Use your blinker.
No, you got to. This random strong opinion says, never shake someone's hand when you're both carrying drinks. Okay. I have kind of seen that. I've had that actually happen before. The best move, I think, is the elbow bump. Have you ever seen that? Where you're like, hey, man, what's up? And you just kind of come up, you tap elbows. But then sometimes if you lead with the elbow, you're confusing them. They're like, what are you doing? And you're like,
People think you're cross-checking them.
You almost have to say elbow bump at the same time that you bring forth the elbow, because otherwise they're like, what are you doing?
You
like,
announced the elbow bump.
Yes,
oh,
yes.
I see.
I've had that because I didn't do it, but I had it done to me. I'm like, oh, okay, I get this. Yeah, and I put my elbow out and we did an elbow bump. We were both carrying drinks. Because you're right, you can't shake hands. Because if you try to be like, oh, let me put this over here, and then you just don't even mess with it that way.
I would blow that so hard.
Can't do a knuckle bump because you might spill the beverage.
We cannot have, especially if it's alcohol. You better not spill a drop.
You're right. Absolutely. There you go. Handy little hint for you.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com. Well, Logan Paul has been calling out NFLers, saying, oh, if any of you want to jump in the ring with me, Well, then he came back and said, oh, no, the WWE won't let me do it. I can't do it. I'm under contract. And Gronkowski, you know him.
Yeah.
The Gronk. He is like, oh, yeah, I'm going to see him soon. You know what? I would love to fight him. I would be happy to whip his A. Mm-hmm. He said it.
Here's what he said, because, they were talking to everybody because they're now kind of getting into the NFL season with releasing people, and so he made these comments.
Logan Paul wants a piece of me. We're both playing in the flag football game on March 21st in LA. And I can tell you this, okay? Yeah. The last time, players talk trash to me on a football field, I threw someone out of the club. I broke necks. I laid out defensive ends. I pummeled safeties. No one can tackle me. So if Logan Paul wants a piece of me, I'm down to throw it down on the field and even throw, my fist and just go at it, all out brawl on the flag football field. I don't care if it's flag football and it's a family event. I will fight him on the field if he wants to fight me right there and then in the flag football game.
I got absolutely no problem.
No problem. If he wants to talk garbage, if he wants some of this, I'll see him on the field, because I can tell you this, I know he's not on my team either. So if he wants to throw hands, hey, I'm down for it. Let's go.
Okay.
The Gronk is like, let's go.
Yeah, I think he's trying to keep up with his boy Tom Brady, and they're all really just promoting this flag football classic, and now they really got to do it because it was supposed to be in Saudi Arabia, and because it's not real safe there right now, they're going to be moved to California, and so they need all the promotion they can, and that's just what the Paul brothers do. They just talk smack to build hype around an event, and I don't think anybody's seriously going to throw any hands or anything. I mean, they may act it, but it's not going to be anything. They're just trying to get some attention for this event.
But I want him to get punched so bad, and I feel like Gronk could do it and do a really good job.
Well, I mean, you saw what happened, when he was actually trying to box NFL players, and then he's like, oh, man, the WWE wouldn't let me do it. Mm-hmm. And then he was getting called out by, the player that had challenged him and said, oh, that's such a soft. You had somebody fake a call to make it look like you couldn't do it because you're under contract with the WWE.
Is it all fake, Kevin?
Yes, it is.
Oh, damn it. I really wanted it to be real.
Yeah.
I want the Gronk to lay him out.
It would be an interesting little battle. Look, I mean, Logan Paul's not a small dude.
No.
And he is big.
And he is a fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. So it would be a good battle. I would like to see it. And he's a lot younger than the Gronk.
Yes. Well, Boy George is definitely on Team KVJ. We talked about this yesterday, and Chapel Roan it feels like she's handling fame the wrong way. Boy George responded after, all those videos were up of Chapel Roan yelling at the paparazzi and telling them that they're harassing her. But meanwhile, she's like out on a public street, and it didn't seem like she had quite enough security with how famous she is. Mm-hmm. She may need to have a little bit more of a reinforced perimeter around her. You can't help it. Some people are very famous. She is one of them. And Boy George said, look, fame comes with attention. Artists should handle it with kindness instead of setting strict boundaries. He said boundaries are boring. She needs to relax about the paparazzi. And I agree. Kind of annoying with it.
Yeah, people don't respond ever well to celebrities crying about paparazzi and then doing the kind of stuff that Justin Bieber's doing.
Wow.
Yeah, no, but I don't think anyone's going to feel a lot of sympathy for you. So it falls on deaf ears, and it's like, just, get better security and just be prepared. That's part of it. You go to Fashion Week in Paris, and there's going to be people there taking a crazy amount of photos. That's just what they do.
You're dressed to the nines. You're at Fashion Week. How dare the paparazzi take your picture?
It really is kind of insane, honestly, that she's... and I think she is serious.
She is dead serious, Kevin.
But you're just like, what is wrong with you?
Do you not get how all this works?
I mean, if this is really how you feel, then get out of showbiz. You could. Don't ever come out with another song and don't tour.
Move to, I don't know, one of the Dakotas where no one goes.
Right.
And then no one will be waiting for you on a street corner to take your picture. Mm-hmm. You'll also dry up them checks real quick, too, sweet cheeks. Well, Zendaya appeared at Paris Fashion Week talking about somebody who does it right, posing for pictures, but they noticed something in her photographs, Kevin. She's wearing a thin gold wedding band on her left ring finger, fueling speculation that she has secretly married Tom Holland.
Okay.
Her stylist previously told Access Hollywood accidentally, the stylist said that the wedding already happened, and then he was like, oh, sorry. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. So they may already be married, and that ring is kind of backing up what the stylist had previously said.
Yeah, good for them. He loves her. He is very protective of her, too.
Good.
Yeah, she really couldn't have a better dude. I think they're a great relationship, and I love to see them together.
More husbands need to be obsessed with their wives. I don't think enough of y'all are doing it right.
He leaves no doubt. He leaves no doubt.
Good.
I think he's great.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
So I asked, in a real fight, who wins, the Gronk or Logan Paul? 79% of people say the Gronk.
I agree. I think the Gronk is just like, oh, I will get you.
Some people said that they had already thrown down before. Go to YouTube and you can see. And the Paul brothers, or Logan Paul, I guess, won. I think it might have been Gronk and his brothers. And Logan Paul. Now,
the
I don't know if that
Gronk
was
brothers versus the Paul brothers?
I don't know if that was wrestling or whatever. I'm not plugged into that world. And honestly, these fake fights, I realize what it is. It's just hype and nobody's really serious.
Don't say that, Kevin.
It's so hype, Virginia. It's
I
so
want
fake.
it to be real.
It's so fake. But I mean, some people, they love that stuff. And that's why they do it. It keeps working.
It's time for viral audio.
Hey, yeah, beautiful hair.
They can't hear me because they're listening to Kids Spot.
We got weights and dick. There we go.
All right, I've got a couple shout-outs here because we have some unbelievable superheroes playing sports in South Florida. And, man, the things that we saw last night. First one, I got to say, for the Florida Panthers, I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but what an exciting game last night. Carter Verhaeghe scored twice in the final 90 seconds to lift the Panthers over the Red Wings 4-3. That's something. 2 goals in 90 seconds, down 3-2, win 4-3. That was impressive. But downtown Miami, the Kaseya Center, that really was the main show. As good as Verhaeghe and the Panthers were, what Bam Adebayo did is record-setting. 83 points he had last night at the game at the Kaseya Center in Miami.
83 points, the second highest scoring game in NBA history. He will come out of the game and hear it from the crowd, and we feel you at home.
83 points in one basketball game. The Heat beat the Washington Wizards last night, 150-129. Defense was optional the entire night. I don't think anybody tried on that, but to put this into perspective, that is the second most points ever scored in a professional basketball game. Wilt Chamberlain did 100 points. Kobe Bryant, just to give you perspective, Bam Adebayo beat the record that he had set, I think in 2006, if I remember right. Kobe Bryant had 81. Bam had 83 last night. So he's up there, and it really was amazing because they asked him right after the game. They said, hey, I mean, put it in perspective. You got Wilt Chamberlain, Bam Adebayo, and you got Kobe Bryant. And, I mean, just to be in that kind of company, and that's something that no one will ever take away from him, no matter what else he does in his NBA career. He always has what he did last night. And right after the game, they were hitting him up with water bottles and spraying him all over the court and everything. And it was just like, what a night for him.
How does it feel to hear your name with Wilt, Bam, Kobe? Obviously, it's top 3 performances of all time. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
How about that, huh?
That's so cool.
That was so cool. I'm going to get you tickets to join us for a spring training baseball game. We got the Nationals taking on the Marlins. Going to be at Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter coming up on Friday, March 20th. Going to be a night game. That's going to be the fun stuff right there. And we got the Hot Corner Bar. Okay, got everybody all loaded up here with all of their guests. Everybody from Russo to Sarah, and Stewart. We got Lee in Atlantis, Lisa in Indiantown, Brandy, Port St. Lucie. Okay. This is the one that Denny struggles a little bit more on. This is the baseball match game where I'm going to name off a city or a state, and he's going to tell me the team that is associated with that city or state. All right, the first one I'm going to give you, Denny's. Let's go with Cincinnati. Cincinnati. What do we call their baseball team? They've been around for a long time.
Gosh, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati would be what?
I know Cincinnati's got Bengals somewhere.
They do, yeah. That's their NFL team.
I did not think that was their baseball team. Darn it. Darn it. Oh, gosh.
Stadium's right next door. Beautiful. What do you think here?
Oh, gosh. All right. So Cincinnati. Gosh, what could they be if they're Bengals? I'm going to say the Cincinnati Tigers.
Cincinnati Tigers. Okay, that is a good guess. That is unfortunately incorrect.
Oh, gosh, Cincinnati.
Well, it's Cincinnati Reds.
Reds.
Yeah, so they call them the Reds, yeah, because way back in the baseball days, they used to have red stockings that they would wear.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean, yeah.
Duh.
Like, hello. Hello. Okay, next one I'm going to give you is a little bit tricky because they have bounced around a good bit, and they're now heading to Las Vegas. They previously were in Oakland. I believe once upon a time when they did spring training in West Palm Beach, they were in Philadelphia.
Oh, my gosh. You're throwing a lot at me here, Kevin.
I know I am. Okay, so the team that is moving from Oakland to Las Vegas, what is the name of that baseball team? Major League Baseball team, Denny's.
Gosh, Oakland.
Yeah, and they call them just this one letter for short.
Is it the A's?
It is.
Okay. Oh, all right. Well, so what is it? Is it the Angels? That was my thought pattern there.
Oh, you're with the A's. They call them they're the Athletics.
Athletics. Gosh, I was trying to think of it.
Kind of like you, the Athletic.
All right.
Yeah. That's what that's all about.
Yes, I got one. The A's.
Okay, let's go international here. Toronto. They have got a baseball team. What is the name of their baseball team?
Toronto.
What do you think here?
Oh, gosh. The Toronto Northern Lights. Is that close?
No.
I thought I heard a little bit of it.
He got happy.
Yeah, no. It is the Blue Jays.
Toronto Blue Jays.
Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, international, yeah.
Okay. All right, here's the fourth one.
I'm having a hard time nationally, let alone.
Okay, how about this one? St. Louis is
St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. We're talking.
Ooh. I think only because of Nelly. He liked St. Louis. He was always repping it in his songs. I think that's the only reason I know that.
And you were just there.
Mm-hmm.
Their spring training.
Yes.
Okay, Denny's. Let's see if he can get this one correct. I'm going to give you two options on this because all I'm going to do is say, name one of the Major League Baseball teams that play in New York City or the surrounding area / boroughs.
One of the New York teams.
Yes. Give me the name of one of the Major League Baseball teams playing in the New York City metropolitan area.
Is it the Yankees?
Yes.
Yay!
Yankees.
I love that he couldn't even say that with confidence.
Yes.
He felt like, oh my gosh, is this a trick question?
That's what I felt like. It's got to be.
I don't even believe this. But that would pair up with Lee in Atlantis. 3 out of 5 correct on this round. Congratulations, Lee.
Yay!
Yes.
Yay, sports.
Yay!
Yay.
Way to go, Dave!
Yes.
Yay!
All right, well, you're going to join us for some burgers, beers, and baseball coming up next Friday night in Jupiter, okay?
Oh, that sounds awesome. I can't wait.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yep.
Like I said, I promise everyone every time I'm on the phone, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do my best for you. But I'm happy I got the 3.
3 is
I mean,
great.
I really thought 1 or 2 had it today.
Massive win.
Kevin tried to make it a little easier.
Yeah, I get it. He was throwing Toronto at me at the beginning.
Gotta keep it exciting here. This is an odd question. Can dogs be racist? Now, it's part of a KVJ Court email that we got here today, and hopefully we can solve this issue. And I don't know, because can you actually do a poll with dogs and ask them?
You can't.
Yeah, I was going to say, so how do you even get a definitive answer? I guess
you can't.
We'll need a little bit of feedback here. But this email says, I am black and my wife is white. Her sister got this new dog and it is racist. Her sister brought the dog to a party at our place last weekend. 3 times I had to intervene because this dog was barking at guests. Well, guess what? They were all black. I told my wife that her sister's dog cannot come over anymore because it is racist.
I agree.
She said the dog won't come over simply because it was barking at our guests, but race had nothing to do with it. When I told her I have seen it before, she thought it was all in my head. But I have several family members that also believe some dogs are racist. Am I right, or is my wife right?
If you've seen this dog be racist and he's not barking at the white people, he's only barking at the black people, then yeah, this is a racist dog, and we don't want to bring this dog to the party.
Well, you could also have a different gender. You could have because I have seen that.
Dogs will bark at men, not women,
Yes,
or the opposite.
When I was younger, we had a stray, and it probably had been abused by men. Because as men came up, it was very scared. We're like, what's going on? We didn't know the history of this dog, but we knew that my dad had seen the owners. They came to try to take the dog back, and my dad's like, He sized him up, and the dog started crying and whimpering and peed on the ground, and my dad's like, you're not getting anywhere near this dog.
Good for your dad.
Yeah, that's the one thing. He will stand up for dogs' rights.
Good.
Yeah.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, and now that could have been just because, but that dog was always a little bit, shy.
It had baggage.
It did. It brought baggage.
This dog could have baggage too.
Yeah, maybe.
Anything is possible. You don't know because you can't ask the dog.
Yeah.
But if you're bringing a dog into an environment and it's scaring all the humans, then you got to remove that dog from the environment.
It just seems like a wild concept to me. And unless it's something where maybe it had a bad experience and it's just doing some kind of association, I would not think that a dog just naturally, for whatever reason, would be that. And typically when we see people that are humans that are racist, it's because of conditioning that they have gotten from another human. I would not think that dogs would be doing that kind of conditioning to that.
Anything's possible.
Okay. Well, that is kind of their debate, and I will let the people sound off here because I do not know of it. I've been around dogs a lot, but...
We protect the timid dog. We protect the scared dog.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We don't necessarily allow the aggressive dog around scared people or timid people.
Right.
We don't let aggressive animals, period, come at our guests, black or white.
And that's not even the question. That dog is not going to come around. The question is whether or not dogs can be racist. That's now what the disagreement is.
Maybe this dog is.
I will get to the actual polling that we have right now. But some people in some of the comments that we have on YouTube on KVJ TV, one person said, OMG, my dog was. I had a black dog and he would bark at the black people. I get so embarrassed. RIP to my crazy dog. Now, another person said, my dog was racist against black people as well, and we showed him in a mirror what he looked like, and he started barking at himself because he was also black. What?
You self-loathing dog.
Now, one comment says, dogs are not racist. The problem is dogs are colorblind. They only see gray and dark gray. When they can't make out the dark gray, they freak out because they sense something is there, but they can't see it. Huh. Interesting. Now, to me, what I would see is that dogs may have a preference. To me, I would think that dogs are more likely to be sexist than they are to be racist, only because I had a dog that was, and I didn't blame her because I think she was abused by her first male owner.
And it's what they grew up around, too.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And Allison said, yeah, one of our dogs was sexist. He came from a puppy mill, and he didn't like men. So, yeah, that makes sense to me. And Ashley is on here from Pompano Beach, 877-979-WRMF. And you had a dog that had definite preferences as well, right?
Yeah, so I actually have 2 dogs. One of them was a neighbor's dog who showed up at our house, and he was abused. He showed up at our house a little over a year ago, and he was abused, and he's absolutely terrified of men. He won't even, just 2 days ago, my dad came out. He's okay with my dad being in his room in his bed because my dad is disabled, so he doesn't get up very often. But the other day when my dad came out to the living room, he growled at him and jumped away. He was terrified.
Interesting.
And then I have another dog who when I got her, she was about 4 months old. She didn't have any training. She was neglected. She didn't even know her name. And she just hates all men. But I did find a workaround was that when it came to her, she basically has to be around a man a long time or for a few months at a time to be able to gain their trust.
Yeah.
To be able to like them or smell them on me. Like my boyfriend, she had never met him before, but I always smelled like him from when I hung out at his house.
Okay.
And when he met her the first time, she automatically loved him.
Familiarity and trust.
Yeah.
Is in what it takes.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And look, I guess, hey, as humans too, if we've had a bad experience with somebody, fair or foul, you will sometimes be skittish or hold an opinion of something. You almost group them up saying, okay, wait, you know, one person of this grouping could be men, women, could be a color and ethnicity, could be somebody likes the New York Jets. And, you know,
it's done to self-protect.
Yeah, right. And so maybe dogs have that ability as well, and maybe you can see it in some. Now, I asked the question of KVJ TV, and it's a 60-40 split, but 60% of people saying that, yeah, some dogs are racist. And I guess maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's an experience that they have had. But, yeah, I did not even think that was a thing.
So when you paper train them, you also got to do sensitivity training.
I guess so, yes.
It's going to be a little more difficult. Good luck.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha-ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha-ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, we'll start out with what we expect to see here in South Florida. Florida man walking around carrying a large axe.
What could go wrong?
Yeah. Apparently, there are 2 car wash workers in Ocala that were a little alarmed when this man came walking up to them with a large axe. It was at night as well.
Gosh. So he's not gardening.
No, he's not. No. This is 36-year-old Bryce Thayer. Apparently, he also became aggressive when they told him to leave. Instead, he raised the axe in a threatening way.
Oh, boy.
The workers decided to ask fast. They rushed him. They wrestled him to the ground, and they managed to knock the axe away during the struggle.
Wow. Is this on video? Because I would love to watch this takedown.
I hope so. I haven't seen it yet, but as soon as we get it, we'll put it up.
Nothing makes me happier when all the employees from an establishment, they get together and they take down an assailant as a team.
Right.
Those Waffle House videos of all the Waffle House workers like joining forces to beat up the drunk person who's being belligerent and rude. Like I just love it. I love camaraderie.
He was a little mango in his mugshot. And I think that's where he took an elbow to the face from one of the workers.
That's what happens when you come in with an axe and you start stuff.
The good news, he probably didn't feel too much because he was on meth. So
well, there you go.
They found a glass pipe that was in his pocket as well. So might explain why he was wielding an axe like that.
See, this is why you don't do meth, kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is this how you want it to end, with an elbow to your eye socket? No, it's not.
This is a crazy story. 49-year-old Oscar Moses Badger was discovered locked inside a storage unit in Davie.
Did he put himself there, or did somebody else put him there?
Somebody else put him there. Now, the victim is claiming he was being held in that unit since November of 2025. They just got him out March 1st.
He missed Thanksgiving?
Yes.
And Christmas. And New Year's.
They say that he was living in foul conditions, no proper facilities, and the entire unit was in complete disarray. The victim, who is a veteran, told authorities he was targeted over an unpaid $3,000 debt. He identified the suspect as his alleged drug provider. His drug dealer threw him into a storage unit because he could not pay the $3,000.
What the hell? How's he been living? Has he been eating anything? Was there food in there?
They say while he was being held captive, he was allegedly forced to raise his bank withdrawal limits so the suspect could take his monthly benefit payments.
Oh, he was taking his Social Security and his veterans benefits until he paid the debt.
Now, I think he was, they're doing enough to keep him alive, but he was not in great conditions. But they have arrested the alleged drug provider.
Wow, that is heavy.
Mm-hmm. We get this story a lot. You hook up with a chick in Miami, and then you lose a $9,000 watch.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. A Miami man told police a tequila-fueled hookup ended with his $9,000 Cartier watch being stolen by a woman that he met at a bar. They then went to his apartment in the Biscayne building in downtown Miami at about 2:30 a.m. This is November 2023. They drank a little Don Julio. They got it on. And then during the encounter, the man placed his watch on a counter, and she definitely was paying attention.
Yes, she was. She was like, that's what I've been waiting for.
She then soon went to the bathroom and began acting nervous and then left quickly. And then he looks, where's my watch? Gone. 35-year-old Christina Nicole Nikitich of Hallandale Beach, using fingerprints found on a glass table, and the tequila bottle was identified, and then she got arrested on Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Charged with grand theft. She also has 2 outstanding Miami-Dade warrants for grand theft and strong armed robbery, plus a probation violation warrant tied to a felony hit and run. Oh, she got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, she does. She's a busy girl.
She's also accused in another, quote, bad date case in Fort Lauderdale where a man said he blacked out after drinks with her at YOLO in 2024.
YOLO.
Ruh-roh. Wow.
And here's the deal, too. A lot of these guys don't report it when it happens because some of them might be married.
Yeah, right.
Some of them might not want the hassle of it. Some of them are so wealthy that, you know, a $10,000 Rolex isn't that big of a hit.
Wow.
And they don't want the drama of the police report and all that. So she probably has more victims that you don't know about.
I'm sure, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. And she's not scared. After the YOLO incident, she stole a Ford Explorer from the apartment garage, crashed it in Miami, and then fled.
Whoa, she is on the lam.
She's a live one.
She is crazy.
She is a live one.
I would like to see the mugshot. I need to know, how hot is she?
YouTube, KVJ TV.
Okay.
A Florida mom was arrested after deputies say she brought her 12-year-old son along to help shoplift from a Walmart in North Fort Myers. Mom of the year.
That's not good.
Heather Davis hid items in her purse and told the boy to load merchandise into his backpack, walking out with about $237 worth of goods.
Heather.
Come on now. They got her for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Thankfully, the minor was not charged. They say a night out at Universal City Walk in Orlando ended with a mother in handcuffs after deputies say she left her child behind to keep on partying.
I love that in her mugshot, she's still wearing the Mardi Gras beads from the City Walk
right.
in Orlando.
That's right, it's the Mardi Gras celebration.
Which is a Mardi Gras area year-round.
Yeah, let's just hope we didn't send her there.
We did not send her there.
Okay, good. The deputy said that they got a call of a 12-year-old girl crying and sitting alone on a bar stool.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's when they say her mom, Amanda Thorpe, was getting her beads on. And they say the mother had left the bar without her daughter and went to another bar where security later found her on the dance floor with a drink.
Oh, no. So she left her kid in one bar and then went to go to a different bar?
She told her deputy she thought that her daughter had gone back to the hotel room and didn't realize she was alone at City Walk. But they still got her for child neglect. So, and the child's grandfather's there to pick them up. Yeah. Well, now we got the answer. The Southwest Airlines aircraft that was bound for Fort Lauderdale was rerouted to Atlanta on Friday evening following what officials called a passenger misunderstanding. The incident involved a traveler who had activated a phone timer for Ramadan prayers during Islam's holiest month. Video footage captured passengers raising their hands and ducking as law enforcement boarded the aircraft to remove one individual. Atlanta FBI confirmed no credible threat existed and announced no charges would be filed. Southwest Airlines issued an apology. And I was wondering why, with all this commotion and everything you saw on that plane, how somebody just was able to walk away with no issues whatsoever. That's what it is. It was a wild misunderstanding.
So the person that alerted officials was actually wrong.
I would say, I mean, it sounds like they heard the prayers, the call to prayer, and they're like, oh my God, a Muslim. You know what that means?
There must be a bomb.
Right.
Too many conclusions were drawn.
Yep, exactly. Crazy. Now, police in Northern Virginia, they say, are looking for a man who's committed a string of burglaries in the past week. And the one thing to look out for is a person with no clothes. Apparently, he's done everything naked. Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting.
Well, it is tactic. I mean, no one's looking at your face when you're waving your junk at them.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
they're not going to be able to ID you by your face. Just put on some pants and you might have committed the perfect crime.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. They say a Florida woman got a surprise when her pet python disappeared in the dashboard of her car and she had no way to get it out. So she drove to a Coral Springs fire station for help, where firefighters began carefully taking apart the dashboard and coaxing the snake out of hiding. Eventually, they got the large yellow python back out. The owner was able to safely retrieve it. Nobody, including the snake, was hurt during the unusual episode.
You got to keep up with your python a little better than that, lady.
Uh-huh. But this might be even more alarming than finding a snake in your car. Doomsday fish washing ashore in Cabo. Here they are talking about these fish and why this is kind of a problem.
Rare sight turning heads at the beach. Not one, but two doomsday fish coming to shore in Cabo. The mysterious deep sea creatures can grow to be about 24 feet long and almost never surface. In some cultures, they are believed to be a bad omen, signaling earthquakes and tsunamis. So with two showing up, it is double the trouble, or I don't know. Maybe, Philip,
I was thinking they cancel each other out. I mean, it's good luck.
I don't know. That doesn't feel like that's the right way to look at it.
I don't think that's right, Phil. Shut up. Sit down. What's going on the ocean floor?
I don't know. You know, you always hear that where when you have a tsunami, they say, watch the animals because they will go before any dumb old humans running for the hills. And if you see all of a sudden a bunch of deer and rabbits scampering for high ground, you're like, follow them.
All the deep sea fish are beaching themselves. Are we supposed to follow them too?
We're on land, so I don't know.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, just try to keep an eye out for it.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Virginia, what would you say you got on your mind here today?
I had a tough day yesterday, and it's really, I was talking with a friend of mine about menopause symptoms and how it changes your brain and how, normal situations that you could navigate now all of a sudden become like just hotbeds of confusion and anger. And then I feel like my brain is processing bad things different.
Okay.
Sometimes I remember being able to shake things off easier.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I'm really struggling with the emotional, angry side of menopause. And I don't think we talk about it enough. We certainly don't talk about the physical symptoms enough, like frozen shoulder and frozen hip muscles. But the mental stuff is there too. It's real. And just a warning to the younger ladies, if you're in your late 40s, if you're approaching your late 40s and you start to find yourself changing the way you react to symptoms and things and situations, it might not be totally your fault. It might be menopause changing your brain.
Yeah, I wonder that, even for guys, I talk a lot about the hormone health and, how you can start to slack a little bit. And I was wondering that too, because I know this job is harder, but I'm wondering how much of it is the job getting harder and how much of it is me getting old, because it is so much more stressful. It is so much harder than it has ever been. Like every day, I'm like, how have I done this for 30 years? I'm like, this is wearing me out.
Anything else that you do for 30 years should get easier as time goes on.
Right. That's what I can't figure. And I know the job has definitely gotten a little bit harder, but I'm like, it can't be all that. Half of it has to be me. That I'm wondering if I were stepping into even this workload when I was 30, 35, would it feel the same, or would I be like, this isn't a problem? Like, what's your problem, old man?
The same things that we experience going through menopause, brain changes, I'm sure you're experiencing them too.
Guys have their own version.
Yeah.
It's not exactly the same. Yeah, but there's definitely something to men changing and their hormones and it all being an effect and trying to keep it all right and clear.
We need to talk about it more and shed light on it and discuss it, that your brain changes and you handle things differently. And you need to be self-aware.
And I think, too, what I'm trying to tell myself, you got to sometimes give yourself a little leniency.
And don't stab that person that has made you mad like you want to.
You're right. You're right.
Lord knows I wanted to.
No, you're right.
situations, I'm just like, the first thing my mind thinks of is stab first.
See, that's, yeah. I can do that.
I'm going to blame it on menopause.
It's not me, the menopause.
It's not my fault.
We'll see what Denny's has got on his mind, because what's on my mind is stupid football, and I know, it's going to upset a lot of people, but, this is my time.
It is.
So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to choose to talk about football. But Denny's, you got anything on your mind that you'd like to share with us here today, my friend?
I was just say yesterday, my childhood dog had passed away.
Oh no, the childhood dog. Oh,
yeah.
That's rough, man. Yeah.
So we've had a few dogs, and my parents are people who will never live without having a dog. My dad's had a dog ever since he was born.
Just like the Ralston dad.
Very similar to a Drew. Loves dogs. Big lover of dogs, and he was really sad. My mom's here helping us with the baby and stuff. So she fortunately got to see the dog last year, at the end of the year for the holidays. But we already got the verdict that she was declining. So it was very tragic. And yesterday was the final day, and just the family, we were all on a thread talking about it and stuff. But it's a sad day. But my father was talking, because he's always had a dog ever since he was a kid. And he's like, well, I'm in my late 70s. He's like, do I get another dog?
Right.
And my brother and I were talking, just because my brother's like, well, if something happens or whatever, he's like, then that dog's going to be mine probably. And he's not really looking to have a dog. But we just know how much joy animals bring to my dad.
And they're great for you, especially as you get older too.
Well, and he likes the routine, he likes to walk the dog every day. He likes to feed the dog every day.
You can't take his wife and then not let him have a dog.
No, that's what I'm saying. We've already taken so much from him.
Your mom is here helping with baby Lachlan, so you've taken your dad's wife. You can't take his love of dog.
It's true, but he's also in that weird gray area where you don't want to get another animal because it's so close to the other animal.
Why don't you get an old dog, get a senior dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something to think about, because I do think he needs something to take care of and keep his attention.
Sure.
Yeah. My dad had that, he loves dogs, and dog he was very close with, and he was brushing her teeth and took such good care of her. And she passed, and, it was just time. And he said, I don't know if I can ever get another dog again. And he got 3.
Oh, all right.
So he came over that problem, and I think for him, maybe his rationale is if one dies, I have 3 other ones still to cover. He has 4 now.
He's got a backup plan.
He does.
He's got a spare and a spare.
Right, exactly. So he has 3 dogs to pet when one finally does pass. So that's his strategy. And he has it set up where the dogs will go to somebody. He already has caretakers, people committed if anything happens to him, heaven forbid. But he's already, gone to that level.
He's such a good lawyer. He's always got his will, his trust, the dogs taken care of.
Dots every I, crosses every T. Yeah.
They all go to Kevin.
Oh, jeez. I don't know what it is. I take everyone's dogs. I actually don't have a dog.
You have 3 dogs right now, and none of them are yours.
None of them are mine. I've had 1 dog in my life. That's it. I'll probably have another one. All right. What I got on my mind? Football. It's becoming that time. They started doing practice yesterday for college, and so that's exciting because that's all you get when it comes to that. But
you love college.
I do, and I'm always excited about my college team that I love, and so they were doing their practice yesterday, and you could see them running through drills and all that kind of stuff, and it's just something. It's football. And then they announced the Broward County Showcase, and this is great because I got to tell you, I try to go to at least one of these games or at least watch the games on ESPN because it is crazy hot. It's August 27th and 28th, which I don't know if we have 2 hotter days of the year than
trying
August
to kill
27th
these
and
kids?
28th. It's rough. I was out there one time at Aquinas, and they don't have a lot of shade trees. I thought I was going to die.
Ooh, you got to bring a tree with you out there.
You have to have an umbrella. Honestly, that'd be my hack. Anybody that goes out there, take an umbrella with you because you're going to need to be under it if you're in bleachers in South Florida this time of year. But what happens is our best teams in South Florida play national teams, and then they put the games on ESPN. And it's really cool. And a lot of these kids wind up playing in the NFL or playing for the Miami Hurricanes or Florida State or Florida and all that. So you have Columbus out of Miami. They're taking Bishop Gorman on from Las Vegas. They're one of the national powerhouses.
Okay.
So Columbus has got a big one. Chaminade in Hollywood. They got Sierra Canyon. That, I believe, is LeBron James' son's school.
Oh.
Out there. Mm-hmm. American Heritage Plantation is playing a team from East St. Louis. You have also got West Broward. They're taking on a team from Georgia. You have also got Western from Davie. They're taking on a team from Colorado Springs. And then you got MacArthur from Hollywood playing another team from Jacksonville. So it's kind of cool that you get showcased on the big networks on ESPN.
Now, your son is playing a little high school football. Yep. Will he taste any of this action?
No, his team was not included. These are the elite of the elite. He's on a decent team, but yeah, I don't know that they, hang with.
Oh, how proud would Daddy be?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Your head would explode if Cannon was on an ESPN high school football game.
Yes. And then also in there, too, you do have Aquinas. They are going to be taking on a team. I think it's DeSoto from Texas that's coming in. They're a powerhouse. Texas has some players. So if you want to go to Aquinas and get a heat stroke and watch some future NFL stars, you can do that August 27th and 28th. Or just stay cool in your own home and watch it on ESPN. So I was just announced yesterday. It's crazy just how hot the burger wars got, with everything from Burger King to McDonald's and even Wendy's stepping up into the fray with their CEOs. And got to tell you, that president in Miami is staying busy. Burger King has just announced that it's going to be updating a version of its signature Whopper. They're now calling it the Better Whopper.
Okay.
Now, they haven't really detailed just what that means, but they're saying the new Whopper is an improvement on its long-standing recipe. They say the move follows the brand's continued effort to refine its menu and highlight quality ingredients. Now, we had to get Jbird up and moving here for this, since he knows so much about this and had a love once upon a time for Burger King. Jbird, do you think that Burger King's Whopper has fallen off a bit over the years, and do you have a year where it was peak?
First of all, Kevin, thank you for the respect. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. I do think it has changed a bit. Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, do you have a year where you think that the Whopper, what would you say was the height of Burger King when they were just nailing it on all fronts?
1995, especially during the summertime, June.
Okay, June of 95.
June of 95.
That's going back a little bit.
So specific.
Yeah. Well, hey, he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. Now, the one thing that's out there is people do still want to have something that is a good bang for their buck. To me, that's what fast food needs to be. I think with fast casual, you don't care as much, but when I'm doing fast food, I'm just zipping through. I want to be like, okay, that was a pretty good deal. That's what they've always sold themselves on. And that's the tough thing when they improve these burgers. Do you then have to charge more? And that was the challenge that even the Burger King president said, we're going to give you better quality stuff and we're not going to raise the price. And people are like, how? We'll see if you can actually do that. If you had to guess, though, what do you think and who has the best value in our area for the price per ounce of meat? Any guess?
Burgers alone.
Yeah, we're talking just about the burger bird. What do you think?
You said just the burger?
Yeah, this is just the burger. It is the best value in our area for the price per ounce of meat.
It would be Wendy's.
They say it's McDonald's. They say it is McDonald's.
Who wrote this? McDonald's.net?
Ronald himself.
It was a company did a survey of 14 different restaurants, and they did the research apparently themselves. They looked at the price per ounce that you got of the meat and how much it cost. And they said it's not even up for people's opinion. It is just testing out the 14 biggest burger chains, and whatever you pay per ounce, apparently the best deals at McDonald's. And they said Checkers and Rallies is next.
Wow.
Yeah, but what about poopy cramps?
Yeah, they don't take that into account. They say that Five Guys has the most expensive per ounce of meat.
It is an elevated burger. It's not a drive-through fast food burger. I get it. Five Guys is a little bit more, but you also hold them to a higher standard.
Okay.
I just had Five Guys the other day.
Yeah.
I had to take out a small loan. A little expensive.
Yeah, right. Who do you think has the largest portion of fries in our area? Who would you say that is, Jbird?
That is a great question, and that's a three-way tie, I think. I think it's either – no, it's a two-way tie. It is BurgerFi.
BurgerFi.
Okay.
Or it's the Five Guys. Sacks of fries.
They do overfloweth.
Mm-hmm. It's Five Guys, they say.
Okay.
They say
right.
Five Guys gives you the largest portion of fries at about 11.29 ounces, which is far more than any other chain that is out there. They say Shake Shack offers the best value per ounce for fries because of its portion of size relative to the price that they charge. Now, if you break down the other ones, when it comes to great value, in our area, this is the price per ounce. Your best values for fries are Shake Shack, Culver's, Five Guys, Wendy's, Burger King, and McDonald's. And they say Sonic was the worst value.
Interesting.
Now, see, Sonic is somebody I'd like to sit down with and talk. I see great potential in Sonic. They're falling short.
What do they need to do? If you were running Sonic right now, you're the president of Sonic, and you're joining in these burger wars. Bro.
Yeah. You got that hedgehog, and you're just down talking to him in the trenches.
Yeah. What are you telling him to do?
I would say we're changing our menu completely, and we're going to keep the slushy and really lean on that slushy. That's going to be our main thing.
Okay.
But we got to change. We got to change some of these ingredients because they are pretty crappy.
So you're saying really just throw everything out? Just walk into Sonic and be like, everything's garbage. We're not doing any of this anymore. Just the slushy, and let's start from scratch.
Yeah, I might even change the name, Kevin.
Okay. Everything must go, including you. Stop looking at me. That's amazing. I tell you, I know Jbird is not going to like this. Charging people for ketchup. It is now happening in South Florida. There was a man who was visiting a restaurant in downtown Miami, and he was shocked when he checked his receipt and noticed a $3 charge for ketchup.
$3?
$3 for ketchup.
How many packets you get for $3?
Now, here's what it is. It's not even packets. And there are some people saying, okay, well, hear this story out. Now, what had happened was the customer had ordered a burger and fries at Casa Nios, where menu prices were already high, about $29 for a burger, $27 for a salmon burger, $21 there for avocado toast, $7 for a Diet Coke. Welcome to Miami.
Yeah, this is Miami Beach prices. These are fancy.
Mm-hmm. But it was the ketchup with all this stuff itemized on his bill that stood out to him. Now, it turned out it was one of those small Heinz glass bottles, which restaurants can buy in bulk for about $1 each. So what it meant was they were tripling the cost of it. That they would pay as $1, they would charge you $3 for it. The customer.
Isn't that the definition of ketchup gouging?
Did they give him the whole glass bottle?
He got it. And so that's why some people are saying, well, you got it. But like, well, yeah, but $3 now we're talking about for ketchup? It's kind of crazy. So it was kind of the debate that was going on saying, okay, is this fair or foul? You know, some people, well, it's Miami. But, you know, one person said no serious restaurant should charge for ketchup. Do you agree with that, Jbird?
I don't think you should charge for ketchup, but there has been a part of my life where I've said, when are they going to start charging for ketchup? They've been giving it to us for free. They're going to figure this out, man.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Well, some people apparently will. Somebody said if you're going to pay $30 for a burger, you would think ketchup would be included.
You would think.
Yeah. But somebody else had said, yeah, you know, maybe what I would do is just take it out of the tip if I was going to tip somebody. But, I mean, is that really even fair to the servers?
It's not. It's really not fair to the server. They're not the ones setting the prices for the ketchup.
And somebody said, you know what? I kind of like the idea of getting a sealed bottle nobody else has touched. One thing that I probably don't talk about enough is how gross ketchup bottles are in restaurants. Is a lot of times they just refill them and that other old ketchup stays at the bottom and starts to get moldy and nasty. Or you got like what Jbird had seen one time, a kid licking the bottle and then they put the cap right on. And I mean, that bacteria and that stuff from that mouth is going to sit there and just fester.
It gets all crusty on the top.
Ketchup skin.
Yeah. But this kind of goes into where we are now today is just this kind of trick tipping. We always have a different category that somebody gets. We had the restaurant the other day where the person said, what, it costs $3 for you to pack my stuff up. And then the manager kicked him out. Remember that viral thing that happened?
I got hit with a security fee at a restaurant that had no security. I was like, well, what is this?
Yeah, you see a lot of these phantom fees when you get your tab. And 83% of people say automatic service charges should be banned. And they're kind of sick of all this fraudulent stuff where it's not up front. You look at the menu, you see how much something is, and then you look at your bill and you're like, the math ain't mathin'.
You tricked me.
Right. And people don't like that. And it would be kind of nice to have some kind of upfront guidelines because it feels back end and it feels very sneaky. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of some of that stuff, but just be careful. I mean, it's a Miami thing, and I know Miami's Miami and it's South Florida, but it's not everywhere else. But if it happens there, you never know when a restaurant owner is going to be like, I saw the coolest thing in Miami. We need to start charging for ketchup.
You never know when they try to get more of your money out of your pocket.
Well, we are the scam capital of the world here in South Florida. So whenever we hear of a scam, we try to alert you to it because I seem to be a victim of at least one scam once a month. So I am high on the scam level.
And you have to keep doing your scam research out there and stay ahead of the scammer because we don't know the new scam until it shows its face.
Yep.
We just heard the one from Venmo.
Mm-hmm. Now, the Venmo one was,
If someone sends you money accidentally, don't send it back to them because that's a scam and you're going to be stuck with the money charges on your card when they reverse the charges because that card that they used was stolen.
That was the last scam that I got. It wasn't on the Venmo. It was my son thought that he'd won $1,000 in some kind of gambling thing. And I was like, Kenan, this sounds just like this Venmo scam.
Fishy.
He's like, no, it's legit. And then we still don't really know what happened because he had a friend. He's like, no, it's going to go into his account. I'm like, Kenan, I don't like any of this. I'm like, this is not going to turn out well. And sure enough, next day, my wife's like, you got $3,500 worth of charges on our card.
$3,500?
Yeah, $3,500. So... I mean, that's why my credit card's always a wreck. Like, it never works.
You can't trust these kids.
Yeah, and it's just always, we are getting hit so often that we're always like, we had to do new credit cards, had to do everything. I have to go back and then, all my accounts then. Like,
that they're linked to?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I couldn't do my work for the show because I couldn't get back into my Microsoft.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, oh, this is such a massive pain in the behind. And here's another thing to look out after happening in South Florida. Now, this is somebody who went to Club 11 in Miami. I know a lot of you be like, okay, I'm not going to Club 11.
I can't afford Club 11, but it looks fun.
Nightclub, strip club. Yeah, it's just, that's not my thing. But they went in there and he said, look, I get it. It's going to be expensive anyway. He was looking at, all right, maybe up to $2,000 that he had run up there in the club. But he said, we're in a VIP room. We got these two Hispanic girls who spoke zero English, or at least they came off that way. And I couldn't even understand what they were quoting me. We were in there for an hour max. And, there was some stuff that was going on. Apparently, it's $200 for a kiss.
What?
I guess you can get a kiss, but it's $200. So these are the kind of things where, and Bird even knows, they don't really come up ahead of time and be like, hey, $200 for a kiss.
Per song,
right, or
per
whatever.
Kiss, per lap dance.
Everything is vague.
They don't break it down. And then at the end, they hit you with a bill and you're like, wow.
Right.
Lessons are learned.
Lessons were learned.
But he said, here's the whole thing that's the scam that I'll own the other part of it, but this part I don't. They took my physical credit card and they spent about 70% of the time as I was trying to cash out, tapping it on a personal mobile phone.
Oh, no.
And I don't know how this was communicated since they didn't speak any English, and it sounds like he's English and they were Spanish. He said, I was trying to get it to work. This is what they told him, or at least that's what was communicated. So I got annoyed and I said, well, let me see the screen. And the main girl then hid the screen from me.
What?
I didn't sign a single paper receipt. I never signed a digital screen. I checked my bank today and I have $2,400 in back-to-back taps. It was $750, $550, $550, $550, and then boom, 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 they go.
Oh, they just kept tapping to see what would go through.
The bank finally tapped me out at $3,750, and they said, this doesn't sound right. And they say the craziest part is the card charges don't even bill as 11. They run it under some random Hialeah Shell LLC to hide from chargebacks and make it look like party supplies on your statement.
Wow.
So he's disputing with the credit card. He said, look, if you go pay cash or go to Live where they actually hand you an itemized receipt, don't let them tap your plastic card on a phone.
You can't trust any of these places anymore.
Well, that's the one thing is that sometimes they do come up with a phone. I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's, to me, where the bells and whistles are going off in my brain is I've seen that look like their personal phone and they're tapping. I'm like, well, I guess they just have an app from the restaurant that they gave them. But can you trust that now going forward if you see somebody that pulls out what looks like their phone and they're tapping your card? Are they paying the restaurant or are they paying themselves?
Because it happened to me the other day, too. It's somebody's personal phone.
Right.
It's not like a machine. Mm-hmm. It's not like a POS system. It is a person's cell phone.
That's kind of what went off for me, too. So just kind of a heads up that might be a thing here in South Florida. If somebody tries to tap a own car, I'll be like, no, thank you.
We got to go to cash, Kevin. It's so hard to pay your FPL bill, though, in cash.
It's a wide world out there.
I can't.
Okay, we got more KVJs going to be coming your way. It is called the After the Show, and you can watch it live on so many different platforms out there. You can catch it on YouTube. You can go to Facebook. You can go to Twitch. Basically everywhere. It's right there for you. Going to be coming up in about 15 minutes and get it on demand later today at Spotify. We got Bird plugged in right now from his house, and we're going to let him go ahead and handle today's thought for the day. What you got, Bird?
Some wounds never disappear. They just turn into wisdom.
Oh, that is so good.
Yes, it is. He's back.
Yeah.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.